Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full moon reading for the signs. We're using the Stars Divine Oracle, the Illuminated Tarot, the Empathic Oracle, and the Mariel Tarot. And with that, I will start cleansing the cards and we will get started. Alright, so we're going to start off with Aries today. They did come through in the pre-shuffle of the Stars Divine deck, and the moon came right after, so super appropriate. And so yeah, so this is going to be for the aftermath of the full moon energy. Just kind of see what we have to look forward to, and if there's any advice or guidance that comes through for you, Aries. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the cards, and then we will go over the energy. Messages, guidance, truth for Aries for the full moon, please. Messages, guidance, and truth for Aries. So bottom of the deck we have water energy, and then we had cardinal energy come through. For me personally, I am feeling super scattered with this Aries full moon. So you'll definitely have to let me know if it's affecting you in a similar way. What messages, guidance, and truth for Aries for the full moon? Messages, guidance, and truth. So bottom of the deck we have the Four of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups came through on the pre-shuffle as well. What does Aries need to know in this full moon and their sign, please? What does Aries need to know for full moon and their sign? Bottom of the deck we have number 46, Surrender. And we have number 2, the third eye chakra, and number 23, the sun. Guidance, clarity, and truth for Aries for the full moon and your sign, please. Guidance, clarity, and truth for Aries for the full moon and your sign, please. And bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Moon. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Five of Wands, the Empress, and the Queen of Pentacles. So right off the bat, I see you're embodying your energy with the cardinal modality coming through. And I'm seeing you moving methodically towards some sort of emotional fulfillment. Something emotionally important to you is kind of in the spotlight at this time. And you're needing to tap into your intuition about what your happiness is to you, I feel, with the third eye chakra and the sun coming through. It may have to do with your home, with the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like what's going to emotionally fulfill you in your home life, maybe in a partnership or with family. if you're in a shared living situation, perhaps a roommate, friends. And I feel as though with the moon and the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands coming through, I feel as though once you tap in, if you haven't already tapped into what this happiness looks like for you and where you're wanting to head toward, how you're wanting to tailor the situation or what you're wanting to work towards in this home or family or relationship situation for you, you may have not spoken on it because you've kind of been in a phase of figuring it out for yourself. And I feel as though this full moon is going to be bringing to light what direction you're looking to move towards, or how you're wanting to move forwards, I should say. What excites you, what you're going to be putting your energy into. You have a Page and a Knight coming through here, so especially with it being the Knight of Pentacles, I think you're going to be taking it slowly, but I do think you're allowing yourself a little bit of excitement, not too much. Perhaps you're looking for a new home, perhaps you're looking to renovate, I see, for some of you. Maybe you're looking to add a new addition to your home, be that a child, especially with the Empress coming through here. Maybe you're looking to start some sort of passion project within your home. Maybe a small step towards self-employment. Some sort of career path that you're starting within the home, because you do have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Two nines. So very self-focused right now. Looking to cultivate some sort of stability and wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. But whoever the other party is involved in this, because this is something you have held back up until this point, I feel as though there may be, I'm not so much getting an argument, that could be true for some of you, but I'm just more so getting like passionate discussion, possibly passionate debate about what direction you're taking this, especially if this is a romantic partner that you are involved with. If you're springing on them that you want children, just for a small group of you, they could be a little rattled at first with the news. I'm not getting the idea though that they are closed off to the idea. I just kind of feel as though maybe it's a little bit, they're nervous about it. So they're reacting from a fear space, perhaps. But for majority of you, I get the feeling that they're wanting to fight for whatever this is with you. So I do feel like whoever it is for you, whoever you're involved with in your home space, or if it's not your home space, maybe a friend is helping you to start your own business, and they like your ideas and they're wanting to put a lot of effort into it with you as well, help you fight for this. I am kind of getting the message that I get success coming through here, but I think that you're on the precipice of moving forward on this now, but I don't think that it's going to come to fruition for a period of time. And I definitely get the feeling that it's not going to be easy. Not that you're under any false impression that it is, but just in case, I am getting the message, don't give up, but take it slow. Especially with surrender at the bottom of the deck here and strength underneath that. Surrender to the process. Maintain your hope, maintain your vision, and maintain the effort that you're putting in. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, you're going to find success. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, that's individual success. So I'm just kind of trying to see. Underneath the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. So if you are working with another individual on this, which I do feel as though there is either one specific, I'm kind of getting the feeling that it's one specific person involved in whatever this is for you, but it could be multiple. Their effort to help here, or their investment in this situation, could add a level of confusion to the situation for you if it's not quite jiving perfectly with how you saw it unfolding. Like they're adding another level to it that possibly you didn't see. And I think the key in working through this and finding this success is going to be communication. Like straightforward communication with them, with that Knight of Swords. Really establishing a healthy way of letting one another know where the other is coming from. And that could be part of that burden that was coming through. The Empress again, and the Eight of Pentacles. So, yeah, I mean, some of you really may be working towards having children, and congratulations if that's the case. I do see success in that. But I am seeing that you need to take it step by step, and not to rush. Into whatever this is, but I do see it really bringing you a lot of happiness. So again, if it's not a child, it could be a passion project. You're just creating something and bringing it into the world, whether it's, you know, a work of art, an invention, a business. So very exciting, Aries. I hope this gives you a little bit more insight into the situation for you. And don't give up if you hit confusion or you know, you get demotivated at any point during the process. That'll be important. I look forward to seeing you for the next video. If I'd love to hear what you're cultivating. Definitely share if you feel drawn to. And I appreciate you being here, Aries. So let's see who's next here. Sagittarius, fire signs coming out strong. Let me just get these shuffled for you and we'll get started, Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, so we're going to kind of see what's coming following this full moon for you. And I'm going to lay out the spread and then we will get into talking about it, okay? Guidance, clarity, truth, and Sagittarius, need to know. So we have Jupiter at the bottom of the deck, which is your ruling planet. We have Scorpio. What does Sagittarius need to know? Guidance, truth, clarity, Sagittarius. Your full moon. bottom of the deck we have the Three of Cups. And we have the Ten of Wands. We have number 40, Purity. And at the bottom of the deck we have number 10, Fire. This is a very fiery full moon. Two of the fire signs have come out already just at the beginning. Guidance clear. Sagittarius, please for the full moon, Aries. Sagittarius, Aries, please. Excuse me. Stirring up all kinds of dust. Alright, so we have Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Aries actually had that same energy at the bottom of their read. And we have Temperance, the Star, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. So right off the bat, I'm seeing a connection here with Temperance, the Star, and Jupiter coming through for you, with Jupiter being your ruling planet, and it being currently in the sign of Aquarius. And I believe it just went direct recently. That energy could be really, you could be feeling that really prevalently. Movement forward, perhaps, on something you had been wanting to manifest. And perhaps with the Ten of Wands coming through here, with the energy being so stagnant during the Jupiter retrograde period, where you were kind of having to go back over some details having to do with whatever this situation was for you. Perhaps now that the energy is really starting to move forward again, you could have a little bit, I'm just seeing a little bit of anxiety here, and doubt, having like a little bit of self-doubt as to perhaps whether or not you really are ready, even though you've been calling this in and really feeling as though you want to charge forward on it. Now that it's actually happening, I think you may be feeling a little bit weighed down. Yeah, just a little bit weighed down. Or perhaps maybe not ready as much as you thought to fully move forward into it for some reason, with the Seven of Pentacles here. Perhaps you thought you had a longer grace period before you had to move forward towards whatever this is for you. It's something you're passionate about. It could very well be involving a Scorpio. I'm kind of getting the message that Scorpio season is where this is really going to be a big focus for you. But I think it's something you're passionate about with this fire energy. And I think you're more ready than you think. I'm getting the message that you're more ready than you think. It could be involving a relationship, because the Two of Cups is at the end of the spread here. And the Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. And Nine of Cups under that for what you're feeling burdened about. So perhaps, maybe you're overbooked. Maybe you perhaps, let's just say for some of you, it kind of seems as though maybe you were looking to get closer with someone here. Perhaps a partnership, maybe a family member, friend. Some sort of relationship. You were looking to grow closer with whoever this was, and perhaps, maybe let's just say they were out of town and they were supposed to be out of town longer and they got back sooner than you thought, and now you've kind of filled your schedule maybe bitten off a little more than you could chew, thinking that you had more time before you need to really invest a lot of yourself into this. But whatever this is bringing good fortune your way. So I would definitely say make time for this, and don't, you know, second guess yourself, because this is definitely something I can see that you've been wanting to call in. And I think it's going to be important with purity and the Temperance card for you to tap into your energy, to your natural state, and not to let this overwhelm keep you from moving at all, you know? It's better to show up than to not show up, is kind of the message I'm getting here. And with Temperance and the Purity card, I just keep hearing the phrase, remember who you are. So perhaps it's the big cat coming through. It's reminding me of... That's not the first time that message has come through. That came through, I think like 3 or 4 months ago in somebody else's reading. I believe it was actually a Scorpio's reading. Maybe you're doubting your abilities, your capabilities, because I'm just seeing specialness under this fire energy and then the moon under that. And I really feel as though that's misguided. That's just some self-doubt. Don't self-sabotage, Sagittarius, because I really think that you bring something unique to the table in this situation. And, you know, it doesn't have to be full steam ahead right off the bat, but just as long as you are showing up and investing some sort of energy into the situation to let the universe know, and if this is another person or people, let them know that you are interested. I think that's going to be important, because underneath the 9 of Pentacles you have the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, and then the 7 of Cups under that. So I think just a small emotional investment, maybe a small financial investment, or a small amount of your time. I'm kind of seeing more so with the Page of Pentacles, because time is money. But I think that's really going to help eliminate any chance of confusion between you and whoever this or these people are. Because you may inadvertently send a mixed signal that you're not interested when perhaps you are. And I'm also kind of getting the message, which I've gotten through quite a bit for you, that perhaps you're nervous about what kind of toll this is going to take on your time, like on your free will. Not wanting to invest so much that you give up your freedom. But I really feel, again, that it doesn't have to be I got this message for you for the full moon too. It doesn't have to, the two aren't necessarily one and the same. You know, showing that you do want to be a part of this doesn't necessarily sign over. You know, it's not like you're, I'm not really getting the idea of a contract here. But even if you were in a contract, and if it had to do with love, let's just say it's marriage. Just go with the big M word. Every situation is individualistic to the people involved. So if you're open to the possibilities of a situation, but also, you can still remain true to yourself and let the other party know what does and doesn't make you comfortable, and you can work out a scenario or relationship that's healthy and right for you as an individual. It doesn't have to look some cookie cutter way, but you do have to be open to communicating about it, and you do have to, show up. So don't get too in your head. Don't let doubt keep you from what you want or mess up this great opportunity for you, Sagittarius, because I am seeing it bringing a lot of joy and fulfillment to your life. I hope this helps to clear up any doubt or confusion. I wish you luck. I hope it works out. It seems like a really kind of exciting situation for you to be so nervous about it. So if you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear it. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you, Sagittarius. Okay, so next I guess we're doing Scorpio because they were already out. Let's get to it. I'm just going to shuffle the cards real quick and we will get started. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to be looking into the energy following the full moon in Aries for you and what you need to know. So I'm going to lay out the spread and we will talk about it. Guidance, truth, clarity for Scorpio following the full moon in Aries, please. Bottom of the deck, we have the lunar eclipse, and then we have Pluto. So that's interesting. Sagittarius and you both had your ruling planet come through. So the main energy, Scorpio. So we have the Seven of Swords and the Chariot. This deck, some of the cards have double meaning. The major and minor arcana share a card on some of these. It's a little bit different that way. And then I did have Judgment and the Ten of Swords want to flip, and it flipped back in, and that was actually at the bottom of the deck for the pre-shuffle. So I'll keep that in mind. Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I don't know if I may have just told you. I was just thinking. Sorry. Guidance, clarity, and truth. Scorpio need to know for the full moon and Aries energy. Bottom of the deck, we have number 42, containers. And then we have number 13, shielding, and number 2, third eye. So that's appropriate, the number 13. And underneath Pluto too. It's interesting. What guidance, clarity, and truth for Scorpio following the full moon in Aries, please? Guidance, clarity, and truth. Ooh, Scorpio following the moon. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. We have the Ace of Swords, the Empress, and then these three kind of fell out, so we're going to look at them, and I'm going to kind of put them off to the side. Because I had the same thing happen for your reading for the new moon. Like the same layout kind of come through. And it happened again. And then, I mean, these kind of fell out and threw us for a loop, but kind of got to put them to the side because I really feel as though... Oh, it was the Queen of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hierophant, by the way. You had extremely positive energy come through on the pre-shuffle. And I'm not trying to imply that this energy is not positive, it's just very different from what was coming through initially. But I think the two relate. So let me just start by saying that Pluto is currently in Capricorn, and I believe Pluto's gone direct, I believe. I'm almost 100%. But, you know, double check. And also, I'm not 100% on when the next lunar eclipse is, but I would definitely research that because whatever this is could be perhaps getting resolved around that time. I don't know why I'm using the word resolved. Coming to fruition, possibly. So if you kind of want to get an idea as to when that will be, I would definitely go look that up. Bear with me just a moment. I'm totally blanking on what the cards even were for the pre-shuffle, which is crazy because I definitely got like a really positive feel off of it. So I feel as though with Pluto coming through, you're moving into a new cycle, especially with the Chariot. You are moving forward on a new cycle. But I feel like with the Seven of Swords, the Containers card, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Discs, and the Hierophant, I'm getting the message that it's going to be really important to release any negative past patterning that is not healthy for you or that is not benefiting you. This could be a past romantic relationship, a past friendship, a past business situation, perhaps something to do with the mother, or a parent. That I get the feeling with the Queen of Wands, the Four of Discs, and the Hierophant, and the Containers card that you're really holding on to like this, well, this is the way that it's going to be, this is the way that it has to be kind of dynamic in your mind, and I don't think that it's benefiting you to hold on to whatever this is. Perhaps a way of communicating, a way of relating, maybe what your idea of commitment looks like. I'm just getting like how it should be kind of deal instead of a more open-minded, how it, the possibilities of what could, what could work out. What am I comfortable with? How do I see, what kind of possibilities do I see in this situation? Or how can I tailor the situation for me? I'm just kind of getting the idea that there's some sort of mindset here that things have to look or be a specific way, and that there's no deviating from whatever that mold is. And I get the feeling that it's with the Seven of Swords here, I'm just kind of getting the feeling that it's a little bit, it's holding you back. It's, it may be blocking you from it's good to have a plan, right? It's good to have a certain idea of what you would like to see. This doesn't have to be like a negative thing. It could be a very positive example of something that you saw that you would really like to see manifest in your own life or future. And I just kind of get the feeling that it's being sought after in a very calculated way with the Seven of Swords, and with the third eye directly underneath it, that it's not really leaving room for you to tap in to other ways of seeing it. Or it's like, I'm just getting the idea with the horse is blinders on a horse. Like, they can only see straight ahead, and there's so much else that could be beneficial and that really probably ought to be taken into account, because you know, you're missing out on a lot when you have those blinders on, right? And blinders are put on a horse by somebody else. So I just think it may be important. I'm just kind of getting a message here that it may be important to see, to kind of look within and see perhaps where you may be unintentionally or subconsciously subconsciously or unintentionally adopted somebody else's truth. But like, what is your truth? Is it the same? It may be, you know, but it may not. And I think it's just something to mull over. So 3 of Cups and the Fool underneath that. Underneath containers with surrender. So I think that's kind of I think the universe is just kind of asking you to be open to the messages it is trying to send through to you now. I've got the Ace of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, and the 6 of Wands. So if, just as an example, if this was a past relationship, like friendship or romantic relationship, it could be applied to whatever sort of situation, but let's just go with those 2. You could have a negative outlook on what a relationship is because of a past relationship. It's just kind of what I'm getting. And I see that you're wanting to move forward into something new, but I get the feeling that there's Ace of Wands, right? You have a new opportunity, but with the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles, you have 2 different directions, or 2 different things going in, like, pardon me. You have 2 different things kind of weighing in your mind. You're mulling over this new opportunity and what direction or how you want to take it. And I think that you're really trying to get a hold of these. I think you're really swinging, I'm just thinking of a pendulum. You're really swinging back and forth between, I really want a victory in this, but I really don't want to get hurt, with the 10 of Swords and the 2 of Wands. So like, what direction do I need to take to make sure that that doesn't happen? I just see you being really cautious and almost like experiencing a level of like analysis paralysis. And I feel you. And I do think that it is important to, with shielding and the Ace of Swords, I do think that truth is important, with, especially with, if this is like another person coming in that you're wanting to have a new experience with. I think that it is important that you communicate with them, but I think that, you know, I'm just kind of getting the message that this weighing going on in your mind could be driving you a little bit bonkers, and you could be wanting to share that burden with the 3 of Cups, perhaps with friends or family that maybe you were close with through whatever this negative experience was, if it was a negative experience, or whatever this other experience was. But I think I'm getting the message that you need to caution yourself to how much you're sharing with these other individuals about this relationship, especially if it's like a romantic situation, because that, you know, privacy is important to you, and I think you may regret it in the future. But privacy is, you know, very well may be important to this other person. But also, I think with that same message coming through of having an open mind to how things could be different than, you know, maybe what you've been conditioned to believe. I think it could hinder the possibility of things working out differently if you go about getting there in a way that's too interwoven into whatever this past scenario was. Because it seems, especially with the Fool, that whatever this is completely new and different. Underneath the Fool is the Six of Wands and the Tower. And I think in order for this to work, you need to approach it with the mindset of this is completely different. It's a completely new and different scenario and situation. You know, I do think that you should always take, I'm not saying you shouldn't take the lessons of the past with you, you know, but I also don't think you should spirits continually the universe is constantly in a state of flux. So while things may be similar, it doesn't necessarily mean they're the same, right? And underneath, so there's going to be victory, but it's going to feel, with the Tower and the Six of Wands, they kind of share a card, like we talked about, it's going to feel real, it's going to make you feel uneasy. Perhaps you're really excited about whatever this is and you're really wanting victory in this, and behind that is the Five of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And the Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack by following too close to the status quo with the Hierophant. The Hierophant, I get it when, I love how this deck did the Hierophant with the Five of Pentacles, because I always see him as like the tax man. So, which, because, you know, it's just that structure, it's that, this is what you have to do. These are the rules you have to abide by. And I'm not saying don't pay your taxes. I'm just saying that it's at a certain level unhealthy for the individual, because we're here to live, not to spend all of our life, you know. We don't have to get into all that. But I hope you kind of understand what I'm saying. But underneath that is the Ace of Wands. So if you can get past that feeling of should and get to could, I think you're going to be very happy. And I think it's going to be something you're mulling over and working through. Moving forward after this full moon. So I hope this helps. Just kind of shine a light on maybe a different angle of the situation for you, Scorpio. I'd love to hear what you have going on, but I totally understand, you know, if you do or don't want to share. But I appreciate you coming by, and I hope to see you for the next reading. Thank you, Scorpio. So let's see who's next. Who's it gonna be? Leo. That's all the fire signs. Very fiery, fiery, fiery. Yeah, Scorpio, you must have come through in, if you haven't clicked off already, but you must have come through in the midst of the fire signs, because that Mars influence. So I will shuffle your cards real quick, Leo, and we will get into the reading. Okay, Leo. So I'm going to lay out the spread, and then we'll talk about it. Oh, and by the way, this is for the energy following the full moon. Just, I don't know if I said that in the intro. I think I just said full moon. But messages, truth, guidance for Leo. The energy following the full moon. What is the energy now? Energy following the full moon. Oh my, okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the Sun. We have mutable energy and Taurus. And then we have the 6th house and the 4th house that came through, but because they were flipped, and these two came out upright, I think I'm going to tuck them back in. But this may be the area of your life that this is more so affecting. So your contribution to others, to society, your home, maybe the balance between the two, perhaps needing to come out at these areas with an open mind, with the mutable energy coming through. Just something to chew on, or you know what, I'll leave it out. I'll put them up here, or I'll just leave them out. I take back what I said, Leo. We're gonna go with it. What guidance, clarity, and truth for Leo following the full moon in Aries? Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups and the Empress. In this deck, the minor and major arcana share some cards together. And we have the Ace of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I can never remember if the Ace of Wands is also strength in this deck. It is. So yeah, that's 2 of your cards, Leo, came through. Strength and the Sun. What does Leo need to know following the full moon in Aries? What does Leo need to know following the full moon in Aries? Interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have number 53, Beginnings. Truth, guidance, clarity for Leo following the full moon in Aries energy. Truth, guidance, clarity for Leo following the full moon in Aries. Bottom of the deck, we have the Tower. How appropriate that it would be Beginnings and the Tower. Oh, did I tell you, it was number 46, Surrender, and number 42, Containers, that came out. I don't remember if I told you that. And we have the 4 of Wands, the 8 of Wands, the Empress, the Hierophant, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. So this side of the spread has, just with the tarot, has a lot of similarities to Scorpio's energy. Actually, this whole side. So if you have a Scorpio in your life, this could be pertaining to them or related to them. I would definitely check their reading out. And you also have Taurus coming through, so all of the fixed signs, except for Aquarius, really coming in strong here. So bear with me just a moment. You have the Empress came through twice, double confirmation on that. Basically, double confirmation on the 4th house with the 4 of Wands. A lot came through for you, Leo, so just bear with me just a moment. So I'm kind of going to read it in 2 sections here. I'm kind of getting the feeling that internally, this is kind of what you have going on, and this is kind of what you have going on externally, just from the information coming through with the cards. I think there's a big shift happening right now, perhaps like with your time management. just as it relates to this. So internally, individually, I'm getting the message that, well, let me just think for just a moment. So what house would Taurus be for like a Leo rising? 3 houses back, so the 9th house. And Uranus is in Taurus right now. And mutable and fixed energy is so on the opposite ends of the scale, just as far as that having that modality. I kind of get the feeling, and I'm sorry, that relates to Taurus and Uranus, because Taurus, having Uranus and Taurus is a huge shakeup. Taurus energy and Aquarius energy are very different from one another, though they are both fixed signs. So technically you did have some of Aquarius come through. And I feel like I'm rambling, I apologize. I kind of get the feeling that internally you are putting a lot of focus on being a little bit more open-minded. Not that you weren't open-minded before, I just feel like you're being a little more, you're putting a little more effort into shifting the way that you are showing up. I don't think you're sacrificing any of your will, but I do think that you are perhaps trying to be open to a different way of doing things. With the Surrender card, Strength, and the Ace of Wands underneath it, perhaps you have a new opportunity coming through here, and because you're so passionate about it, I'm kind of getting a message of like, I'll do what I have to. But to acquire this, or to commit yourself to whatever this experience is, whatever this opportunity is, maybe it's an experience within your home, like with your family. I am getting really strongly a mother energy, so for some of you it could be that there's maybe the opportunity to get closer with your mother. If you are a mother, maybe get closer with your child. Perhaps they're very individualistic, very unique, very different from you. And not that you're not unique, I'm not trying to say that, I'm just saying they're unique in their own way. I mean, unique is unique from anybody, right? So, and maybe you're having to show up and communicate in a different way, a more open way with this, whoever this is. It doesn't have to be a child, I just feel like, especially, I mean, both of these cards have children depicted. She's got the baby on her back, and then this lion, which is you, is carrying this child. So maybe taking a trip, wanting to take a trip with a child, or provide some sort of travel for child. Maybe you're communicating with a partner that you'd like to have a child, which is interesting because Aries had a similar message come through, so if you're dealing with one. Some of you, I kind of get the feeling, or the message coming through, some of you may be adopting a pet. Or trying to like maybe convince your partner or your roommate or your parents of having a pet. I don't know why that came through, but it could be for some of you. So yeah, just within, I feel like you're kind of being, maybe you've up until this point been really focused at home focused outside of the home, and now you've shifted your focus to be a little more open and present while you're in your home with your family or with a partner. I'm kind of getting that kind of strongly. I don't know why I didn't see that before. It's an interesting message. There's just a lot going on. I appreciate your patience. So over here we have the 6th house. So how you're showing up with others. The King of Pentacles below that. I'm kind of getting a boss energy here. So maybe how you're working with a boss. Outside of what you have going on internally, and with the 4th house and containers underneath it, you're maybe trying to what's the word, compartmentalize your home life from your work life, like trying to keep the two in a more healthy balance, like not trying to bring maybe so much work home is basically the message I'm getting. And you could be just kind of trying to get the balance right. It could be causing a little bit of a shakeup. Perhaps a boss had gotten used to you showing up in a certain way. With the Hierophant, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. Underneath the Tower, there's the King of Swords and the Star. You could be experiencing like a level of guilt almost, I'm kind of getting with this side, about perhaps pulling your energy back. Just, it doesn't seem like you're completely withdrawing your energy, but maybe you had been putting a lot of effort and focus into this career situation, but now that you're trying to kind of find a healthier balance, I get the feeling that you're worried. But moving forward, I think it's important with the King of Swords and the Star to stand fast in like what is right for you in your life, what is healthy for you and your family, or you and your relationship, as well as your work, you know, and to be upfront but stand firm in whatever that is for you. And I do feel you can move forward and work out, you know, perhaps a contract or a situation that that is all of that for you. But I think that it's important that you don't allow guilt to override your intuition on what's right and wrong. Like, maybe with the mutable energy, you're not so used to going with the flow of the balancing act here. You're kind of like, no, I told them I was going to show up this amount of time, and even though it's completely wrecking my home life, I'm still going to continue to do it, even though it's not necessarily 100% what I still want to do now. So maybe you're having difficulty kind of coming to terms with the fact that an initial agreement moving forward needs to shift. And I say coming to terms, and I don't mean that in a negative way, like you're struggling with it or anything, but I do think that it's an adjustment for you, because I think I'm kind of getting the message that I don't know, maybe you're feeling like you're going back on your word, but I don't see here that you are. I think you're just needing an adjustment. I think you're needing you've probably been going through a reevaluation with all of this retrograde energy, and I think moving forward, you've got beginnings and hero, and beginnings is represented by the phoenix. And then you have root chakra underneath this. I think it's going to be very grounding and healthy, and you are going to come across in a way that shows that you care. I don't think it's going to show negatively on your character. That's what I'm trying to get to. Goodness. I think perhaps you have some sort of worry that this is going to reflect poorly upon your character, perhaps to the people that I'm just kind of getting it as a career, or the people you're obligated to outside of your home or family life or relationship. But I don't think that that's the case, but I think it's important to be honest about your needs in this situation, and I think that they are going to be open to working with you on it, and I think you'll be happier moving forward for it. Just use your intuition on how best to communicate with them and get out of the fear space that you're not allowed to, or you shouldn't, because it'll look poorly on you. I think that the way you show up and you communicate with them is going to dictate your character. And I definitely don't think it would be beneficial for you to overcommit yourself and end up burning out and having issues outside of whatever this commitment is for you, because then you'd be showing up reflecting that you're having issues elsewhere. So I think it will be better show your character in a more positive light, to be honest, and work it out in a way that's that functions in a healthier way for you moving forward. So I hope that helps, Leo. I apologize. I stumbled into that message, but I do kind of get that coming through here, and I think that it's going to have a positive outcome if you can be a little more open to shifting. Uranus and Taurus, changing the paradigm of your specific situation here. Okay, so I hope that helps you, Leo. I appreciate you being here and sticking it out with me, and I do hope to see you for our next reading. I'd love to hear what you have going on and how it works out, if you feel open to sharing, and I will see you next time. Okay, we're going to do Taurus next, because they were in Leo's reading, and it will be the next sign up at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and then we will lay out the spread and talk about it for the energy following the full moon for you, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, so let's see. I'll lay out the spread, and then we'll talk about it. And I think I already told you, but just in case, this will be for the energy following the full moon. So what messages, guidance, truth for Taurus following the full moon and energies? Okay. Interesting. So bottom of the deck, we have mutable energy. Then we have Jupiter and Pisces. Your fellow fixed sign Leo just had mutable energy in their reading. So if you are, and you were in Leo's reading as well. So if you have Leo placements or Leo in your life, definitely go check out their reading. Messages, guidance, truth, for Taurus. Oops, that's too many Taurus, sorry. Messages, guidance, clarity, truth for Taurus. Bottom of the deck, we have the throat chakra. Shift your card. I'm sorry, the card that came out. Bottom of the deck, we have the timeline card, number 47, and throat chakra is number 3. Forgive me. I'm getting kind of hungry, and I get a little loopy when I'm hungry, Taurus. It's funny that I'm hungry during your reading. If you hear my stomach growl, forgive me. Messages, guidance, truth for Taurus, following the full moon of Aries. Messages, guidance, truth, clarity for Taurus, following the full moon of Aries. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Cups. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also the World card in this deck. And we have the 6 of Swords. So much color synergy in your read. Messages, guidance, clarity, truth for Taurus, following the full moon of Aries. Messages, guidance, clarity, truth. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Hierophant, which you have been, that's your card, but you have been showing up in a lot of other readings. I think you showed up in Leo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, I believe. Then we have the 7 of Cups, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands. Organized here. Let's see. Let's see how I work. Look at this. I definitely see you needing to communicate, or feeling a strong need to communicate something here. Let me just sit with this for a moment. So Jupiter has gone direct. And with the World card and the Ace of Pentacles underneath it, you may have had some sort of lucky break come through for you, Taurus. Perhaps become really clear with wanting to move forward quickly towards some sort of commitment to whatever this opportunity is. Could be a relationship going to a new level. Could be a job opportunity, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. Definitely could be a job opportunity. And you may be needing to communicate your desire to move forward towards this to perhaps an old, like maybe you're having to put in your letter of resignation to an old job, if we're going to go with the job scenario. This could be applied in whatever way, though. Again, it could be a relationship, it could be a new relationship, and you're in one now that is not, it's just no longer healthy for you. I'm just seeing that for some of you. Or you may be needing to figure out, just with timeline here, the best way to go about moving into this new opportunity, because maybe you're not wanting to leave maybe your old job high and dry by removing yourself, and that's why you're kind of you're wanting to communicate about it, but maybe you're kind of still in figuring out exactly how you want to go about proceeding in this situation. Just with the Seven of Cups, the Chariot, and the Queen of Wands, I definitely feel a level of confusion about how to proceed forward confidently. And with the Five of Cups here, maybe and the Knight of Cups underneath that, and then the Seven of Cups again. Maybe on some level you're disappointed to leave behind whatever this other situation is. And also, you may not want to disappoint the other people involved in whatever this situation is. There's just like a level of, I just feel like there's a little bit of an emotional attachment to whatever this situation is. And in turn, it's emotionally attached to you as well. So a part of you could be a little sad to leave and move into this new cycle. But at the same time, with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups coming out, and the Queen of Swords, I feel like you are really sure that this is what you want. So, if you are straightforward and communicate this, underneath the Ace of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Sun. I think you may be holding back communication on this to whatever situation or person or people, like if you're moving to a new place and you have to say goodbye to your friends, or if you're moving, like we said, a new job and you have to say goodbye to your colleagues. If you're, a relationship has run its course and you're having to move forward from it, I think that it could be a little difficult. But with the Ace of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Sun, it's going to bring you so much happiness to move into this new cycle. And I think if you approach whoever this person or these people are in an honest, straightforward way about how excited you are, but also, not how you're going to miss them, how you're going, how much you've appreciated the time that you've had. in the cycle that you're leaving behind, you know, I don't think there's going to be hard feelings. I just feel like maybe a part of you feels as though, like a level of guilt, maybe, in moving forward, but I don't think that you should. Well, I don't want to invalidate your feelings. I think that this has run its course, that you have fulfilled your lesson through this cycle of your life, and it is time, you know, and you know, caring for and appreciating the situation for what it is, I think, is very appropriate. Having guilt over having to leave, I think, perhaps is not necessary. Is kind of the message I'm getting. This could be a Pisces if you're in a relationship with a Pisces. Definitely check their reading out. But if you're a Taurus rising, Pisces would be your 11th house. So that's kind of where I'm getting the idea that especially with the Ace of Pentacles showing up in the Hierophant, I'm just kind of getting the feeling this could be a job situation. But we have mutable and ascendant. So I think you need to be open to this movement forward, to shifting, to this change, because with the ascendant here, I think it's going to come across better than you think it will when you talk to whoever this is. I think maybe you're nervous. Sorry, when I picked up that Ascendant card, I was thinking of the North Node for some reason. And I was going to say this is the direction you're supposed to be heading. But then I realized mid-sentence that is not the North Node card. But it made me realize, with it being the Ascendant, that maybe you're worried about how the interaction's going to go with what you have to tell them. And I think that just kind of reiterates the message that's come through thus far. And I think it's going to go better than you think that it is. And I think they're going to be happy for you. Maybe a part of you's not sure if it's the right thing to do, but I think that in your heart you know that it's how excited you are for this new start and how happy it's going to make you. So I hope this helps you, Taurus, and I appreciate you coming by. I'm sorry for my spaciness. The hunger gets to me. I hope you can understand. And I hope to see you next time. Okay, Pisces, so you came through for Taurus's reading. We will do you next. We're looking into the energy following the full moon. So I will shuffle the cards and we will get started. Okay, Pisces, so I will go ahead and lay out the cards and then we will go over the energy together. Messages, truth, guidance for Pisces following the full moon again, please. Bottom of the deck we have the moon. And then we have Sagittarius that came through for you, Pisces. Messages, guidance for Pisces following the full moon. We have number 20, summer. And number 2, the third eye. messages, guidance, truth for Pisces following the full moon and Aries. We have the Ace of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, which is also the Ten of Cups in this deck. Very nice energy. Getting a very light but also significant feeling off of your reading today, Pisces. What guidance, truth, messages for Pisces following the full moon and Aries, please? Guidance, truth, messages for Pisces following the full moon and Aries. Holy mackerel. Okay, let's see. Oh my word. These were kind of just falling out. This doesn't feel right. So let me just, hold on. First of all, it's a lot. But second of all, they were kind of falling out. So I'm just gonna, it just didn't feel right, Pisces. Okay, quick. Messages for Pisces first. Guidance, clarity, truth for Pisces following the full moon and Aries, please. Guidance, truth for Pisces following the full moon. Yeah, that felt right. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, so yeah. We have the Eight of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Tower, the Star, and the Five of Wands. So with the Sagittarius card, Jupiter is really standing out to me. And just all of this energy kind of flowing up into the headspace here, especially with the third eye chakra coming out. I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing here. I know that Jupiter's in Aquarius, so that would be if you're a Pisces rising, if you have Pisces in your first house. That would be your 12th house that Jupiter's in. So I'm sure all Pisces are affected to a certain level. I always think of Pisces too when I see the third eye, but I really feel as though your intuition, your connection to your truth, but also your connection to divine truth, with Jupiter being where it is in the sky right now, and especially going direct, and all of this time of kind of, with it having been retrograde, of reevaluation of truth for you, especially with Ace of Swords coming out here. I feel as though you have gone through quite a large shakeup with the Tower here in what you know to be true for you, but also just in general. I think your perspective or perception of your reality, or just reality in general, it just feels like a really big deal, really big energy here, has really changed for the positive. And this could have been, I don't remember exactly when Jupiter went into Aquarius, so definitely do some research on that. But with the summer card coming out here, I feel as though this energy you could have really been working through this over this past summer. If you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, you could be going into a period. It could be referring to the fact that during this period you were really during this period coming up, you were really starting to embody this new reality. Really starting to embrace and embody it. I think it's taken a lot of walking away from untruths, what you thought to be true, and towards, with the Eight of Cups, and towards, with the Three of Wands, what you know reality to be, and what you would like reality to be. I think really embracing your power of manifestation here too. When I look at the High Priestess in this deck, it's the High Priestess, but I see the Magician as well. Underneath the High Priestess is the Five of Swords, and you have the Five of Wands here too. So I think this has not only been a really big shakeup for you, but probably, I'm getting the message probably for those around you, those you're in connection with, and have known for a while, maybe family. Your wish fulfillment and where you're moving now could be a really big shakeup for them, and I feel as though perhaps you're having to really assert yourself with the Five of Wands here in order to make it to the destination, to make it to fully fulfilling and embodying your truth. You're really having to assert your energy, because the only thing we can really change is ourselves, right? And the people around you are going through a different experience, and I feel like you already know this, but it just could be kind of difficult, because I'm sure you're not walking away from everything. Some of you maybe, with the Eight of Cups, but those that you're not leaving behind, those situations or people that are still incorporated into your life, it just could be quite an adjustment. You know, you may need to walk away from your emotional attachment to their opinions, too, is kind of something that I'm getting here. You know, you don't have to necessarily leave it behind, but you can, it could be helpful for you to have a healthy level of emotional detachment. Because with the two fives coming out, there is definitely a level of conflict. But it'll be worth it because you're working towards embodying what you know is your truth, to stand confidently in that truth. Because after the High Priestess, it's the Five of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. And needing to use your intuition, your inner guidance. The High Priestess is your card, but in order to get there. Because at the end of it, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Cups, this complete emotional fulfillment. It's finding your true people too, you know, like true connections that are, that really honestly resonate with who you are, not your present self, you know? Not a past version of yourself, not other people's versions of yourself, not people-pleasing version of yourself, but really resonates with you. And I think this full moon could be really kicking off that forward movement energy into this. Or it could even be bringing about these opportunities and these people into your life now. Maybe this is something you've been working toward, and now you're really seeing the influx of fresh, new energy coming into your life. Or you may be, after summer is holiday, so they're I just get the feeling that they're incorporating the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. So I think you're moving into this energy following this full moon, Pisces. So that's exciting. Just stand tall in who you are and be proud. And, you know, people that don't understand as of yet, it doesn't mean that they never will. They just need time to come to terms with the shifts, that's all, you know? And don't take it too harshly they don't adjust right away, that they don't accept you, or that don't think that they don't accept you, or that they don't love you, or they don't, there's anything wrong with growing, right? Just give them time, but stand firm in what you believe and what you know is the right path for you. So I hope that helps you, Pisces. I appreciate you coming by the reading today, and I hope to see you next time. I'd love to hear what you have going on, how it works out, if you feel like sharing. I hope to see you back again, Pisces. So let's see. Who do we have next? Virgo. All right. Woo. All this mutable energy coming through, Virgo, after all of the fixed signs, and the fire and fixed was really prevalent. I guess Sag is mutable though. I just think it's interesting how I'm very intrigued about the order in which the signs come for these readings. So I will shuffle the cards out, and then we will get started on your reading. Okay, Virgo. So we're going to be looking into the energy following the Aries full moon. I'll lay out the spread, and then we will get started. Messages, truth, guidance, clarity for Virgo, please, following the full moon, Aries. Bottom of the deck we have Mercury, which is currently in its post-retrograde shadow. And we have Leo and the 10th house. Could be important placements in your chart if you have Leo in your chart, if you're dealing with a Leo. This could be relating to this area of your life. Maybe your career, commitments, obligations. Messages, guidance, clarity for Virgo, following the full moon in Aries, please. Bottom of the deck we have number 40, purity. And then we have number 45, resistance. What does Virgo need to know? Please, the truth, guidance, clarity for Virgo, following the full moon in Aries. So bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Wands, which is also the Strength card in this deck. And then we have the Nine of Wands, which is also the Sun card in this deck. So a lot of Leo energy. Definitely go check out their reading. Their reading was a doozy. They had a lot of information come through, and it threw me for a loop. Because everybody else's has been kind of straightforward. Could be needing maybe to communicate with a Leo, maybe needing to communicate from Leo energy. If you have your Mercury in Leo, this could be important. And how you're showing up and communicating to the outside world, like in your community. Messages, guidance, clarity for Virgo, following the full moon in Aries, please. The truth, guidance, clarity for Virgo, following the full moon. It's not a very graceful shuffle. Oh goodness, okay. Let's just get this back in here. I've been trying not to bang the cards on the table when I straighten them out because it's so loud on the volume. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Wands, again, double confirmation on that, and the Empress. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. So right out of the gate, I'm seeing that you are possibly going to be confronting or confronted with some sort of disagreement. Perhaps some sort of misunderstanding. This could be with a mother, with the Empress coming through. But you also may just need to be standing in your Empress energy and your value. But I get the feeling that, I kind of get the feeling that you're going to be confronted with somebody else having an issue with you. And you needing to defend your truth in this situation and come at it, you know, from a very honest, pure energy. And on the other side of this, because the Gates card is underneath this. So once you confront this, or once you are confronted with this and therefore you confront it, I think that it's going to open up the energy for you. If you have been feeling as though some sort of disagreement or misunderstanding with others or another has been holding you back. Perhaps with the Resistance card, you have been not too keen on addressing this. Maybe you've kind of held back and it's gotten to the point where this other person is now initiating it because you didn't really want to, for whatever reason. I get the feeling that they are, you know, one of these knights could be you. I don't know which one, the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Or they could also both be other people or another person. Maybe the energy of like a group with the 10th house coming through. Although, I'm more so getting the message of an individual, or like maybe two or three. Maybe like close friends or family members or something. But again, it's going to be different for everybody. But I do feel as though whatever this is going to open up. It's going to shift the way that you are seen for the positive. Especially with the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun. Like, truth is going to be shown on this situation by you participating and contributing to this conversation or this situation, putting your contribution in, your truth. I think that this is going to be really healthy for you to address this, even if you're not necessarily looking forward to it. Maybe you think it's going to go badly, and you know, perhaps at first it could kind of be approached from a more negative mindset, either from you or from both parties. But I think it's important that you're confident in your stance when communicating your side of this. Behind the Wheel of Fortune is the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So, and then the 10 of Pentacles. So something's going to be righted here. Perhaps you were treated, or I don't want to say were treated, whatever the situation was that brought this disagreement or misunderstanding about, I think that you kind of got the best end of the deal. Like, perhaps you were viewed as I just feel as though there was a level of unfairness for you in this situation. And any of these readings, they are general, could be reversed. I'm just going to read it how it's coming out to me. But I feel as though you are going to find your victory in this situation, or over this situation. And be able to move towards success. Like if this was holding you back from being successful in some way. I just keep hearing injustice, like an injustice was done. Yeah, underneath the Strength card with the Ace of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, the Four of Swords, which is also the Death card, and then the Ace of Pentacles, which is also the World. So I think you're moving into a really, I think you're going to be able to take the time to rise above this, or not rise above it, but like, I don't want to use the word, I'm just trying to think of what word the word is that I'm looking for. You're moving past it. Let's just go with that. After this, you're able to move past it. The energy frees up. It's no longer going to be something weighing on you or weighing you down, because it's going to be concluded. And it's going to bring you a lot of happiness. I think that that's really what you've wanted. I think maybe you haven't looked forward to it because you knew on some level it was going to be maybe not the most pleasant experience to have to address it. But I think that a lot of opportunity and like a new cycle is coming from that, from addressing it. And I think you're going to be really excited about what comes from it. So stand strong, Virgo. This is going to do wonders for you. It looks like a really positive. So I really hope this goes well and works out. For you, just remember to, stand strong in your truth and don't back down, Virgo. I think that you're coming to whatever the situation is from a place of truth, and I think that I really think that whatever this was probably a misunderstanding. So don't let somebody else's aggression or the way that they show up alter what you know to be true, or make you feel as though you need to don't let them make you question yourself, or feel as though you have to tailor your energy, because you have very fixed energy coming in here. And I know with Virgos, that mutable energy, you're open to adjusting how you show up in situations in order to make other people more comfortable, but I think it's important in this situation for you to stand firm in what you know to be true. And I think that whoever these people are will come around, because I think it's going to work out positively. So I wish you luck, Virgo. I hope it all works out well, which it looks like it's going to. So I don't mean to make you question. It looks like it's going to. So I'd love to hear how it works out, I should say. And I appreciate you coming by, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you, Virgo. Okay, let's see who's next. I might have to take a lunch break. Libra. I'll go ahead and shuffle out the cards for Libra, though. So we're going to look into what's coming in for you following this full moon energy, Libra. And I'll go ahead and shuffle, and then when I come back, we will get into the reading. Okay, Libra. So I have the cards pre-shuffled. For you, we're going to look into what is coming in for you following this full moon, what you need to be aware of. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the spread and then we'll go over the cards. What messages, guidance, truth for Libra following Aries full moon? So we have your card, Libra, come through. So maybe some self-focus. And then we have Juno, which I'll read to you a little bit about here in a moment. Truth, guidance for Libra following the Aries full moon. What does Libra need to know following the Aries full moon, please? So we have the Four of Swords, which is also the Death card in this deck. Some of the major and minor arcana share a card. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Messages, truth, guidance for Libra. Messages, truth, guidance for Libra following this Aries full moon. That is quite a few. Bottom of the deck we have number 34, light at the end of the tunnel. I hope you're able to see these all right. I know the light is kind of dim. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like you can see them okay. Just wanted to double check. And then we have number 12, manifestation, number 37, the past, number 53, beginnings, number 32, chaos, and number 7, root chakra. Truth, guidance. Do you have for Libra following the Aries full moon, please? What does Aries need to be aware of? Libra need to be aware of following the Aries full moon. The bottom of the deck we have the Emperor. I dropped one and it seems to have disappeared. Oh, here we go. Then we have the Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So real quick, I will read about Juno for you, in case you're unfamiliar. I'll just find it here. I think the asteroids are in the back. Bear with me. Maybe not. Here we go. So Juno is associated with Libra and Scorpio. It is the asteroid of relationship, partnership, union, and marriage. Like Libra, it seeks harmony, balance, equality, and reciprocity in these areas. A lunar goddess, it connects with natural cycles. Intimacy and sharing are important. So that's interesting. And we do have the Scorpio energy coming through with the Death card here. And we are moving into Scorpio season. And I think moving forward, you're going to be needing rest after a time of quite a bit of change. It's good change though, because I see with manifestation here, it's something that you were calling in, and with beginnings coming through, represented as the Phoenix, which is also depicts Scorpio or Scorpionic energy. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you have Scorpio in your chart, you may want to go check out their reading. With chaos and the root chakra coming through, and the past energy right in between the manifestation and the new beginnings, it may be that you feel a little overwhelmed and might be needing some grounding, which is where that rest is coming in. Perhaps letting go of some aspects of your past while contributing majority of your energy to whatever this new is in your life. This chaos card, I really get a sense of overwhelm. Fatigue, exhaustion. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. So you're going to be moving out of this cycle. You just need, I think the message that's coming through is that your cleansing process is nearing completion, but it is important to listen to your body and listen to your needs at this time to replenish your energy so you can fully enjoy what you're moving into here. Take it slow with this Knight of Pentacles. And I noticed when I was laying out the tarot, the Knight of Pentacles was knocked to the side, and the Chariot and the Seven of Swords card, they share a card in this deck, kind of peeked out. So there is forward movement, but it is coming. I don't think you're there yet. So don't feel any sort of guilt for giving yourself the space or time that you need to rejuvenate. Maybe you feel as though with the Seven of Swords in some way it's wrong for you to do so. It's just kind of the message that I'm getting. But I think it's going to be integral to your forward movement in the near future. And then for the tarot, with the Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Four of Discs, and the Three of Cups. If what you manifested in was a partnership of the emotional nature, it looks as though possibly the reason you're feeling as though you shouldn't step back to give yourself pause, maybe that you feel as though you need to defend what you have called in. because I see you really holding on to it tightly with the Four of Discs here, the Four of Pentacles. Feeling protective over it in a way, perhaps from a friend group with the Three of Cups. Maybe socially. I don't know, maybe you're worried about maintaining some sort of social appearance through this time to strengthen this partnership, but I don't think that I think that might be what's adding unnecessary chaos. I don't know what the reasoning would be. Everybody's situation is different, but maybe trying to balance your friends with a new partnership, or your your usual social life with a new addition to that. It's some sort of new relationship, or if it's not new, it's become closer, a bond, it looks like to me. And I think you're trying to, on the flip side, I'm also getting, so that could be for some of you, but on the flip side, I'm also getting that perhaps you're spending too much time in this new partnership, trying to possibly, maybe you feel a level of, I don't know, I just see in some situations here, it may be crossing over the line of healthy as far as the amount of time that you're spending, and it may be because you're trying to, like, you're just holding really tightly to the situation. Perhaps you're nervous about, you really care about it and you just are nervous about giving it distance. Maybe you've had situations in the past where when left to their own devices, it didn't work out because it wasn't the right situation, but I don't get the feeling that that's the case in this scenario. And you could, this rest and transformation could be speaking to needing to trust and give a little more space in this connection. Maybe go spend time with your friends, and I think that might be really healthy for this partnership if it's something that you've been investing a majority of your time in. So those are two kind of opposite ends of the message that I'm seeing here. So whichever way it applies to you, with the Emperor, the Queen of Wands, and the Chariot again, double confirmation on the Chariot coming through. I think if you put a little faith into whoever this is, you're going to end up feeling more confident, and the relationship will then be given the room to move forward, instead of trying to force it or grip too tightly to force it forward. I think if you give whoever this is a healthier amount of space within the relationship, they may be more inclined than they would be if you are, I don't want to use the word hovering, but I just get the feeling of like a tight grip on the reins of this situation, like trying to control it. Just in a misguided way. I don't think you have like malicious or intent or anything, but perhaps you're not seeing it that way. Maybe you're just seeing it, maybe you're not recognizing where the impulse to do this is coming from. And I think it may just be important to kind of look at that within yourself and have some faith, because if it's the right situation for you, which I don't get any indication that it isn't, I think it can only stand to benefit it to show a little faith. So I hope this helps you, Libra. I appreciate you coming by. I would love to hear how it works out or what you have going on if you feel in the mood to share. And I hope to see you back next time. Thank you, Libra. Let's see who we have next here. If you hear my pup, he's coming in here looking for some love. Who is it gonna be? We did Taurus. Okay, Aquarius is next. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle the cards out and we will get started. Okay, Aquarius, so we're going to be looking into the energies following the Aries full moon. And I'm going to lay out the spread and then we will get into it. Okay? Truth, guidance, clarity for Aquarius following the Aries full moon. Whew, that is way too many. So I'm going to take the ones that were flipped up. Bottom of the deck we have Vesta. I'm sorry, my fridge is dropping ice. So bottom of the deck is Vesta, in case you couldn't hear me. And I'll read you a little excerpt about that here in a moment. And then we have Neptune. We have Mars, and we have Whole Picture, which is a really nice energy. This is actually only the third time I've ever gotten the Whole Picture energy. Guidance, truth, messages for Aquarius, following the Aries full moon. Messages, truth. Bottom of the deck we have the King of Cups. And we have the Ace of Cups. Guidance, truth, clarity for Aquarius following the Aries full moon. Guidance, truth, clarity. We have the solar plexus chakra. The autumn, number 21, and the moon, number 24. And the solar plexus energy has the number 5. What guidance, clarity, truth for Aquarius following the Aries full moon? Guidance, clarity, truth for Aquarius following the Aries full moon. We have the Magician. The Four of Wands. The Ace of Swords. The Six of Wands. And the Four of Cups. So let me go ahead and read to you about Vesta here. So it says it's associated with Virgo and Scorpio. Vesta is the guardian of the hearth and sacred fire. It is the virgin as a symbol of self-renewal and purification. It carries a sense of wholeness and home. Inner transformation, sexuality, spirituality, and devotion are its values. And then Whole Picture. That's at the very end here. It says the entire birth chart is comprised of bits and pieces, yet an integral whole. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. Astrology is an art. as is life itself. This card represents the bigger picture and integration. Blessings. So Aquarius, let's see here. Where is Neptune in the chart right now? Is Neptune in the home sign of Pisces? I want to say that it is. And Mars is in Libra. It's going to be moving into Scorpio soon. With solar plexus chakra here, you may want to look into the positive and negative what's it called? Manifestations of that chakra, and maybe just become a little more knowledgeable about if you have any blocks in that area, or what that chakra may mean for you personally, if you don't already know. But it looks as though with Neptune, I'm just saying you had a dream, Aquarius. You have like a daydream or a wish. Maybe a crush. I'm just thinking that with the Ace of Cups coming out here. And with Mars, I'm thinking when it moves into Scorpio, just because Vesta is represented by Virgo and Scorpio energy. When Mars moves into Scorpio, you should definitely check out in your personal chart where Mars is for you, and see what house Scorpio rules for you as well, because that may shine a little bit of insight as to the emotions or situations coming up for you in Scorpio season. But I kind of feel as though you're feeling a push, especially with the Magician coming through, to move towards something that you have called it. But I'm seeing with Neptune and Autumn that there may be, and with the Ace of Swords here, maybe keep an open mind. Like if you have somebody on a pedestal, or if you have an ideal or an idealistic view of somebody here. It seems like one person with the Ace of Cups coming in, but it could be just an emotional opportunity. It doesn't have to be relating to love. It's just kind of the message that I'm seeing. With Vesta coming through and that being the virginal energy of just purity, that doesn't mean, the modern day viewing of the word virgin, just a purity like belonging to oneself, being of oneself. I think it may be important to come at whatever this opportunity is with open eyes. Not to come at it looking at it through whatever idealistic filter you've concocted. Not that that's, I'm not saying that you have like a bad, obviously the idealistic perfect way of seeing somebody isn't bad, but it can be if it keeps you from seeing the real them. And I don't mean that in a negative way either, because the real them could be pretty great, and I just think it's important to come at it with open eyes. And I think this full moon, with the moon card coming out, maybe bringing the opportunity to actually participate with this person instead of just having them as a daydream, and maybe that could be intimidating. Could be making you nervous with that solar plexus chakra coming through. But with the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Four of Cups, perhaps with the Four of Cups, this is a situation that you didn't think would come to fruition for whatever reason. Maybe you thought you had missed an opportunity in the past with it. Could have been some sort of misunderstanding with it that just made you believe that it was always going to only be a daydream. But I do think that you're going to have victory in this, in communication, or some information may come to light about perhaps this person wanting to move forward with you, to build something with you with the Four of Wands. Or if this misunderstanding or disappointment had to do with something to do with this person's home or your home life, or some commitment that you had, something that you had built or they had built outside of your connection. I think a light is going to be shown on that, like if there was some sort of misinformation or misunderstanding. The King of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. I'm kind of getting the feeling that this King of Pentacles is, this King of Cups is this other person's energy. And they're moving towards you. I'm kind of getting the feeling that you're the Queen of Wands energy in this situation. So that could be what the misunderstanding is. Maybe you thought that this person wasn't interested, but really they're just intimidated by you with that Queen of Wands energy. So they're like taking it slowly. Maybe they felt as though they needed to, like they knew emotionally they had a lot to offer you, but maybe they felt responsibility-wise, or like maybe they wanted to be able to provide for you more than what they had, and that's why they took their time coming in so they could get that figured out. The Magician, the Star, and the Devil, and the Five of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles. That's interesting. I do see you as this person's wish fulfillment, but at the same time, I see them as yours. But I also see, whether it be you or them or both, you both have a really strong pull towards one another, a very passionate, focused pull towards one another. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or a Virgo or a Gemini. I'm getting Capricorn strongly. But with the Five of Swords, just be careful. This person may have misunderstood from their side of things too. Like they could think that they have, I don't know, both. I'm just kind of seeing with the Five of Swords, there might be some slight, I don't want to fully use the word manipulation, but like slight manipulation to get the other to work with the other, whether that be you trying to get them to work with you, or them, which I'm kind of feeling they're coming towards you. So they could be trying to, like they're going to do what they need to do to make sure that they can lock in working together with you on whatever this partnership is. So that, I think that may be the reason why they're kind of saying really have your eyes open, because I don't necessarily think that it's like malicious intent that they're doing it, but you know, just to save yourself trouble and frustration in the future. You know, maybe be open with them about the fact that you are interested anyway, and there's no need for them to present you with a rose-colored picture. That's kind of what I'm saying the manipulation being, is just like trying to maybe talk themselves up, or talk the situation up to make it look like a good deal, which I don't necessarily think that it's a bad deal. I just think some details could be like exaggerated, and it may just be out of like insecurity. So I hope this helps you, Aquarius. It looks like really nice energy. It looks like something you've wanted. So I hope all works out well and this helps you in some way. I appreciate you coming by for the reading, and I hope to see you next time, Aquarius. Who do we have next? Capricorn. Well, that's appropriate, Capricorn. You were just, you showed up in Aquarius's reading, so if you're dealing with one, definitely check that out. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then we'll get started. Okay, Capricorn, so we're going to be looking into the energy following the Aries full moon, what's going to be coming in, what we need to know, and I will lay out the spread, and then we'll go over the cards. What messages, truth, guidance for Capricorn following the Aries full moon, please? What messages, truth, guidance for Capricorn following the Aries full moon, please? Ooh, that card came out heavy. So bottom of the deck we have the cardinal energy. So it looks like you're going to be standing in your energy, Capricorn. And we have Mars, the second house, which flew out, and Mercury. What's important for Capricorn to know following the Aries full moon? What truth, guidance, wisdom for Capricorn following the Aries full moon? Oops. Oh, okay. Oh. So we have the Queen of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Fool card. Truth, guidance, messages for Capricorn following the Aries full moon. Truth, messages. We have number 23, the Sun. And number 24, the Moon. Gotta love that. Truth, guidance for Capricorn following the Aries full moon. Messages, truth, guidance for Capricorn following the Aries full moon. I think I had another one flip. Did I not? I thought for sure I did. Or did it fall? Or am I just losing it? Oh, yeah, there we go. I knew I wasn't mad. Alright. So we have the Hangman. This is such a pretty card. I hope you can see it. The lighting in here is muted. We We have the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, which looks like a goat on top, so it's interesting. Very reflective of your energy. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Two queens here. So right off the bat, I'm seeing a breakthrough in communication with Mercury and the Fool card coming through. Possibly a decision on where you want to move forward, having to do with perhaps a big ticket item, like a big purchase, maybe like a car, perhaps a home, maybe selling a home, maybe buying a home with somebody, maybe just buying your own home. And really tapping into your masculine energy with Mars and the King of Pentacles here. Really taking control of whatever situation, maybe your position in a relationship or a job. Just on your own. With two queens, you could very well be in the middle of two people. Maybe they're having like some sort of disagreement or just a differing opinion. And you may be kind of taking a stand in that, but I'm more so seeing that, I think that's just for like a select few. Oh, you also have the Queen of Wands. That's three queens. The only suit you don't have coming through for the court cards is the Swords energy. So I do see a partnership with the King and the Queen of Pentacles, and perhaps just for some of you there may be maybe like an outgoing outside influence, as well as a very emotional outside influence that could be trying I don't know, maybe just like they were interjecting their opinions into whatever the situation is, and maybe that's why you had to really tap into that masculine energy and take control and be steadfast. With your cardinal energy, I definitely see you feeling grounded within yourself, like feeling within your energy here. But I do think you're sure of some sort of decision and moving forward on it. I think you may be passionate about it. I think you know that it's going to bring you emotional happiness. I think that you know that it has the possibility of stability, or that it will for sure be a stable situation. And possibly just with the swords missing, there's like some aspect of logic that, I don't know, maybe there's just some sort of a level of risk involved. If it's something new and that you've never done before, like you're moving to a completely new place, starting a completely new business, investing in something like you haven't done before, but I do think you have a lot of confidence that this is the right direction to go. And I think this moon might be, with the moon and the sun coming out, I think that there might be maybe the clarity that this is for sure the right decision came through. at this time for you. And so now you're having to figure out, okay, how do I want to, like, what do I need to do in order to make this happen? Now that I know that it's the right way to go, I want to move forward passionately on it. And what do I need to shift in my life in order to really, like, truly make it happen? With the Four of Swords, I do see you really resting and building your energy, because you know that, like, a lot of exertion of energy is coming in order to build this Ten of Pentacles. And so there's a waiting period, and I think that this waiting period, maybe you're really jonesing to move forward on it right now, but you don't necessarily have all the details worked out, and that could be why that the sword suit is missing. And I think perhaps at this time, with this Hangman energy and the Page of Discs energy, you know, don't not invest in it, don't not move forward at all, but take it very slowly. Only take the first step, but don't try to push the energy all the way through, I don't think, until you see exactly, with the Two of Swords, so it's the Hangman, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords, without knowing exactly, get the details. It's just what I'm seeing. I think that this time of rest is an opportunity, even if it feels frustrating right now for you. This could be a breakthrough in communication, and if you're, like, doing this with another person or with multiple other people, in getting your ideas across finally. Maybe with Mercury retrograde, there was just, like, a lot of review going on, and you weren't necessarily able to put your thoughts to words. But also I could see it as the information you need coming through, like new information coming in now that Mercury is in post shadow and is on its way to moving forward again. The Three of Swords and the Page of Swords is behind this Two of Swords, so there could be some information yet like still unknown, yet to be known too, that could really cause you a lot of disappointment. And that could be, I think they're really cautioning you to take it slow, even if it feels like you really want to charge forward here. Take it slow, because if you don't, when this new information comes out, you have the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. It may, like, because you're already so, if you don't take it slow and you push ahead, you'll already be so invested that you may not see this truth that comes, like, you may not learn, you may not see something that's presented to you to learn, because you're already, and it'll cause confusion, you're already committed. Oh my goodness. I would definitely take it slow with whatever this is, Capricorn. Because going deep into the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing that there's still something unknown about this, and I don't know if you're gonna, I think it may change things a little bit. I'm not saying that whatever you're planning can't be done, but, like, if you're working with another person or other people, there may be things that you don't quite understand that would change the direction in which you take this, or whether or not you include them. In your plans. Maybe keep what you have under wraps. Perhaps you're wanting to communicate with somebody that your plans and you're so excited about it, but I don't know, I just see that it could hinder or even alter your success. So just take it slow, rest, keep working hard at what you're doing, but maybe don't don't be too forthcoming with that information unnecessarily yet. I'm not saying it's going to work out bad. I'm just saying there's information I think you're going to want to know, is the message that they're sending through to me. So I hope this helps you, Capricorn. I hope it all works out well. Another message too, okay wait, another message too is that somebody could be offering to you to move forward on something that sounds like a really good deal when you already have plans in motion, and it could be very like shiny and tempting. But I think you need to take a step back and keep your perspective on it, because though it may sound really nice, like don't forget what you already have, like the plans you have in motion, because they could be trying to like, I'm not trying to, but it could just be like a distraction that would take you off course of something that's really good that you've been working on here and have been waiting for. And perhaps like with impatience, it's just making you want, like, I don't know, this could just sound really good. It could be like a sound as though it's like a more instant gratification instead of having to wait any longer for the satisfaction or validation you need of all this effort that you've been putting in. Like a validation of, validation of efforts, a reward. But the bigger reward, I think, is going to be sticking it out with what you've already been waiting on. What you've already put all your efforts into thus far. Like, don't just scrap it because you haven't seen results yet. Or like even if a really good offer comes in. And I'm not saying you can't participate at all. I just definitely would not scrap what you have going on. And I would take it really slow if you do participate in that. So I hope this helps you, Capricorn. I really appreciate you coming by. I would love to hear what you have going on, and I hope to hear that it all works out. And I hope to see you back next time, Capricorn. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Let's see who we have next here. Can't have many signs left. I think Gemini and... is that it? It might just be Gemini left. All the way at the top. Yeah, no joke, there were 3 from the top. Oh, we haven't done Cancer either. So Cancer will be last. Gemini, you are up. Let's see. Okay, Gemini, so I'm going to shuffle the cards out and then we will get started here. Okay, Gemini, so we're going to look into the energy following the Aries full moon, and I will lay out the spread and then we will talk about it. What truth, guidance, messages for Gemini following the full moon and Aries? We have the 11th house, so definitely look into where in your personal chart, what rules the 11th house, any planets you may have in there, to see how that energy may be affecting you with the present day chart. And then we have Aquarius, which rules the 11th house, so that's very interesting. And we have the 6th house on the bottom. which is ruled by your fellow mercurial Virgo. There's a lot going on in Aquarius right now, as well as Libra. Definitely look into look into your 6th house in your personal chart as well, and what's going on there for you now. What guidance, truth, messages for Gemini? And Aries, please. I wanted to say Aquarius. What guidance, truth, messages for Gemini? Following Aries, please. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is also the World card in this deck. And the 8 of Swords, which is also the Justice card. I'm getting interesting energy off of these. What messages, guidance, truth, clarity for Gemini following the full moon in Aries, please? Messages, truth, guidance. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chameleon, number 50. A lot of color synergy. Oh my goodness, a lot more than I thought came out. We have number 43, Entanglement. Number 19, Spring. Number 46, Surrender. Number 33, Adversity. And number 9, Air Energy. Messages, guidance, truth for Gemini following the full moon in Aries. Messages, guidance, truth for Gemini following the full moon in Aries. Let me just make sure they're getting more flipped. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups, which actually showed up in Aquarius's reading. We have the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Cups, so we have a pair there, and the Four of Swords. Wow, my fridge is super loud, so I apologize. Bear with me while I take this in. So I feel like you may have to adapt to, or be kind of adaptable, which you shouldn't have a problem with being a mutable sign, to some sort of situation going on in your community or your friendship circle or group or work group. Somewhere where you're in service to others, perhaps, or where others have been in service to you in some way, with the 6th house coming through and the 11th house, possibly having to do with an Aquarius. Something an Aquarius is doing or has done. Maybe they're needing some sort of support from you. Maybe they're offering you a new opportunity to a new beginning, and in order to embrace it, for it to work out, you need to be a little more, you need to be very adaptable. I shouldn't say more, you're pretty adaptable, but you need to be more adaptable. And you could be nervous about it with this 8 of Swords, but I think that it's something that you... Sorry about that, Gemini, my phone died. So, what I had gotten for you here was kind of a message that you've embraced and entered into a new cycle with the Ace of Pentacles and the World card. It looks like in your career or in your community, your contribution to like a group or some sort of endeavor. And I think that this was kind of pushed in with all of the energy moving in Aquarius. You'll want to look what signs rule the 11th and 6th house in your personal chart to kind of get a better idea of where in your life specifically these planets are affecting, but also in those houses in your personal chart and in your life specifically, what energy is kind of prevalent there presently. But it seems as though with the planets in Aquarius coming out of retrograde, moving forward, that a new cycle was pushed in. And I think with the Eight of Swords and the Justice card here, you feel maybe a little too up in your head about whatever it is that's going on here as far as like the adaptability that we talked about. I think I got that before the video cut off. Because you're pretty adaptable as it is, but it seems like whoever you're working with, or whatever group you're involved with here, is very tapped into water energy, whereas you have a lot of air energy. And I think with the adversity in the air card and the Four of Swords, kind of taking a step back and allowing, especially with the surrender and the Queen of Cups coming through here, tapping in to your emotions, but also into these other people's emotions, I think will help a lot, and kind of going with the flow of the group is kind of going to be key to success in whatever this is for you. Because with Entanglement, Spring, and the Knight of Wands, you are, I think, very passionate about it. I'm seeing this Knight of Wands as you, about whatever this is, and you're looking forward to seeing it bloom, seeing it come to fruition, or seeing results from the efforts that you're putting in, or just participating in it in general. I think you're very excited about it, and it may be that, like, if you're waiting, if this is a situation where results are on the horizon, you know, it may be spring before you see them fully come to fruition. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then I think, you know, it's just, spring is just kind of speaking to the season that you're in. But I do think with Entanglement here, there are a lot of working factors going on, and you're definitely a part of a larger structure here. So it is important to tap in to the energy of those you are working with in this situation in order to reach the best results or have the best time. I just think that was really the important message coming through. And then there was like a separate message with the King of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Discs regarding this adversity that was coming through, that there may be something going on in the background, like, of this group or situation, that information is kind of coming to light on, that has kind of been maybe putting the group's interests on hold. And I think I got the feeling that this was separate from you, and that could just, I didn't really get a malevolent energy off of the adversity card. I just think that there were some blocks to movement forward, but I think that tapping into others in the group and understanding that it doesn't necessarily, it's not going to be to the detriment of the group to allow this to work out, will be important. and to kind of use your logic and intellect and your air energy. Maybe you can even help with the situation by speaking to it. But just adaptability was the main message for you, to really get the most out of this time and this cycle. So I hope this helps you, Gemini. I'm really sorry for the video cutting off, and I know that the rest of your reading kind of came out like a quick review, but the good news is you didn't have to sit here and listen to me mumble while I figured out the message, so maybe you'll appreciate that. And I hope to see you for our next reading, and I hope this helps you, and I'd be interested in hearing what you have going on if you're feeling like sharing, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you, Gemini. Okay, Cancer is next. Last but not least. So Cancer, I'm going to shuffle your cards and we will get to it. Okay, Cancer, so I had filmed your reading and my phone had died, and unfortunately the entire reading got lost. So I'll kind of give you an overview of what the energy was, and then we're going to do a new spread for you. So Aquarius energy was really prevalent, and it seemed that whatever your situation was, the message was kind of coming through to me that you may be involved with Aquarius energy along with Gemini and Capricorn, whatever situation they have going on. Just all kind of seems interconnected, but if not, you could have Aquarius in your chart, or it also could just be speaking to all of the energy in the sky in Aquarius right now. I know a lot of the planets that were in retrograde in Aquarius have gone direct or are going direct, and you know, definitely look into that. I off the top of my head don't remember exactly the dates on when all of that was happening. I know it was Jupiter, Saturn. Definitely look into it. I apologize. I'll try to be more better versed in the future on all of that. But the basic message was you had some sort of relationship or connection that was distracting you from either all of your other obligations or a specific obligation elsewhere, and it was kind of speaking to the importance of not putting all of your focus on that and not maintaining a lack mentality, and maybe putting more of your focus towards whatever else you have going on, and that helping you call in what you were waiting for in that relationship or situation. It kind of seemed like it was work versus personal life, but it doesn't have to be. It could be any sort of other project you had going on the side, from a personal relationship that you were kind of nervous about it not coming in, or you not calling it in. It's just all your focus was going to that. So it seemed as though there would be a better outcome all around for you if you released telling the universe like that you were in a lack mentality with whatever that relationship that you were waiting for, with like your feelings towards it, and kind of maintaining your hope for that situation, but not obsessing over it is kind of the message that was coming through, and that helping not only other areas of your life to flourish in case that didn't work out, but also being healthier in the long run for and letting the universe know that you were open to it coming in or ready for it, right? So with that, I do apologize that I lost it. I wish I could remember all of the cards that came out, but I've done so many readings that it's difficult to remember every card from the spread, so I'm just going to do a new one for you. You get a bonus. and this will be for the energy of the energy following the Aries full moon. So I will lay out the spread and then we will go over the energy. Oh, I didn't really ask the question, so let me start again. Whew, it's just a lot to remember, to recall. What truth, guidance, clarity for Cancer following the full moon in Aries, please? Truth, guidance, clarity for Cancer. Bottom of the deck we have Chiron. This is interesting. Maybe you'll get farther insight into that same situation. Kind of get a bonus, Cancer. So we have North Node. So you might want to check out where the North Node is in your chart. We have the Moon, or the North Node in Gemini could be prevalent for you as well in the sky currently. And we have Taurus. I think it was Uranus that came out, and that's why Aquarius was closely connected to your reading. And you with the other signs, and Uranus is in Taurus right now. So that's interesting. Let's see. What clarity, guidance, truth for Cancer following the Aries full moon, please? Bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Cups. So kind of the same message with the Eight of Pentacles. So some confusion in your emotional life, and then your work. So what clarity, truth, guidance for Cancer following the Aries full moon, please? So these kind of fell out. I'm not going to take those. We have number 39, future. And bottom of the deck we have number 12, manifestation. This is so neat. It's basically the same message coming through. But maybe we'll get a little different information, so let's see. What guidance, clarity, truth for Cancer following the full moon in Aries, please? Guidance, clarity, truth for Cancer following the full moon in Aries. Oof. I had a bonus card. Kind of flipped when I pulled that one, so. I'm just a mess, Cancer. So we have the Chariot, your card, the bottom of the deck. Forward movement, wanting to move forward. We've got the Tower, the Star, the Five of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. So it could be a Taurus that you're waiting on, because it was an Earth energy that was kind of making you wait. It was the Knight of Pentacles that came through, and they came through again. So it's possible, I mean, Knight of Pentacles is really a Virgo card, but it is possible that it's a Taurus. Chiron, if you're not familiar, is the wounded healer, and it's currently in Aries. So it's interesting because this was an Aries full moon, and it came out with the moon card. So some of this intense focus you're putting on whoever this is communicating with you, and possibly with the Five of Wands here wanting to fight for a future with whoever this is, could have to do with not necessarily like related experiences of the past influencing how you're viewing this situation now. And that could be kind of contributing to that sense of lack. Because I see that you're on the right track with the North Node showing up here in your life. Not necessarily in this particular situation, which very well could be a part of it. I'm not saying that that's not on the right track, but with the North Node showing up, it seems like you're on the right path, the right trajectory for your life path. And in work, I think that with the Tower and the Star, there could be simultaneously happening like a big shakeup in your work life, in your security and foundation and stability, like how you provide for yourself, and where you contribute outside of like yourself in your life to your community, or job. There could be big wish fulfillment coming in there, and it's kind of the same message. If you're too concentrated on this, you may sacrifice your other wishes, and if it's things that you have been manifesting, and you have gaslighting behind manifesting and then beginnings. So I kind of get the feeling that you're gaslighting yourself. I'm not laughing at you. I just, when gaslighting comes out, it makes everybody nervous. But I don't get the feeling that, you're being gaslighted? Gaslit? I don't get the feeling that you're being manipulated. Outside of self, I kind of feel as though you have a little bit of internal manipulation going on. Maybe a select few of you could have some not so honest energy, but I really don't feel like that's the case with all of the other cards that are coming through. Maybe for a select few of you, there's somebody kind of messing with your emotions because they know that you have this going on. Like if you have history with this person, I think that would be probably for like maybe 1 or 2 people, if any. Hopefully not for any. Knock on wood. But yeah, with the 7 of Cups and the 8, it's causing confusion and it's not needed. But with the 6 of Swords coming underneath it, they're telling you to move on, at least mentally, from that. Like, still feel what you're feeling. I know you can't like put that to the side if it's something that you feel strongly about. Let me just get a sip of water real quick. Sorry, my throat was like tightening up. If it's something you feel strongly about, I definitely know that it wouldn't be easy to just completely put it out of your heart. But I think like at least clear your mental space, and just remember your individual self outside of this. Don't let it completely encompass you. Don't let it distract you from the abundance of opportunity around you. We have the Chariot, the 3 of Wands, the Sun, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I think you're going to feel confident once this communication does come in. It's kind of that driving the point home of that last reading. You're going to feel really confident once this communication comes in and know how to move forward and even be in a better place to move forward because you've secured and put in work on a foundation that applies specifically to you that could definitely contribute positively to this situation when it comes in, and probably make you look really great to whoever this is too. You know, it's just which is an added bonus because you'd be carrying yourself confidently instead of allowing yourself to work up a problem in your head that might not actually be a problem. It's just, I really think there's something with Chiron being here from maybe your past or just some sort of insecurity that's making you feel to look at this in a negative, like a skewed negative way, when it's not necessarily that. So I hope this helps you, Cancer. It looks like a lot of positivity is available to you here if you choose to take it, and I would love to hear what you have going on, and I really hope you're able to work through this. I hope to see you next time, and I appreciate you being here.